All right, great. Here we are. Let's come onto the yoga mat with our lovely familiar tiptoes and heels. We love a bit of tiptoes and heels. Allows us to really have to focus and concentrate on the feet so much, this one. Feeling the floor beneath your feet as you roll over it. Feeling the foot touching the floor. Not too long, the muscles start to burn up a little bit, bringing our awareness to that as well. And so it's a great exercise to get us out of our heads and literally right down to our feet, grounding us, rooting us, embodying us back into the body. So find the rhythm. Find the rhythm. And when you feel that little response come in, it's a little bit beyond the fatigue. It's a slightly different feeling. You know that you're done. We can bring the feet to the ground. We can just feel them spread across the floor. Sink into that pretend wet sand. Take a breath. Send it down. Grow those roots. Let all your awareness come right to the body, into the feet. And then we'll move to the hands. So again, a little rub can be enough, but sometimes we need more, maybe a massage, a stretch and squeeze. So you know I've been doing this pinch the end of the fingertips, which I really like. It's nice and quick. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Quite strong little pinch that with the nail. Thumb in the center, squeeze. Thumb in the center, squeeze. And then when I bring my hands, that's usually enough to just really feel it. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, hands, then feet. By now, you might find that the jaw starts to release itself. But we're going to do this one anyway, because this is a really good one. I like this one because when you pull up and draw down the jaw, we can feel that connection into the back of the throat that I'm always talking about. And do it 3 times for about 3 seconds. And then when you release, you can really feel that that release goes right to the back of the throat again. You might want to add a little bit of something nice, something soothing, like a bit of stroking or a bit of tapping. And then as the jaw drops, have a moment with the breath to feel the face, the feet and the hands. So all together in one breath. Relax the jaw, send your awareness to the hands, send it down to the feet. And then have that familiar feeling come in as the nervous system stabilizes. And it's been quite an unstable night, so this is going to be really important for our sense of, everything's fine, not to worry. We're safe inside our houses. Okay, let's bring the hands into position. We can feel the feet, we can feel the hands, let the jaw drop. Breathing in, we're lengthening the spine. As you breathe out, folding forwards. Letting the head go, relaxing the jaw. Feel those hamstrings stretch. Use them as a means to really come into the body, but in a positive way. So try not to react negatively to the stretch. Just try and think, all I need to do is relax my legs, relax my jaw. In breath, I'm going to look up, flatten the back. And then as I breathe out, coming down, breastbone first, and then again, letting the head go. And then I'm going to take a step back with one leg. Dropping the knee, I'm leaning forwards. I'm feeling that leg be left behind, left behind, left behind. Push on the floor gently. And wait for that leg to feel like it's completely done. And then come up. Feeling the weight still going forward. We're breathing in, we're reaching up. And bringing the hands back down. And leaning forward, leaning forward, leaning forward, leaning forward. And just relaxing down. Let go in the neck, that will help as well. Bringing the hands into position so that we can bring the leg back. We're in plank pose and we're pushing the floor away from you. Engaging the core, lifting up the belly button, feeling the connection between the hands and the belly button as well, breathing. Letting that heart rate go up, remembering it's the heart rate going up that we really want to feel out of this. So deep breaths. And as your strength gets stronger, you can come down by just bending the elbows. Seeing if you can maneuver yourself just using the arms. Then bring the head to the hands and created a nice little pillow, and then we're just going to rock the bottom side to side. We're getting into a nice steady rhythm. Just feeling that rhythm. Again, you might find a song, rhyme, something, anything to keep time to. Waking up, you can sometimes even feel that rhythm center wake up. And then when you feel ready, you can just bring it to stillness. Just observe how that feels. Let the legs go, relax them down. And we'll bring the hands around below the shoulders. Breathing in, reaching up, feel the spine lengthen. And then we're going to push through and release back. Feeling the space in the wrist, the elbows, the shoulders. If there's tightness in the upper body, remember that you can give yourself a little bit of a ribcage rock here. These ribcage rocks, when they're done with stretches, they're so much deeper, they're so worth doing. When you come to stillness, again, another little stretch, you can feel the difference. Relax the jaw. Sliding the hands forward, we're coming into our downward dog position. Now again, here is another opportunity to loosen up the spine, so we can do a little bit of S to C. See how stiff it is. To feel how a few of these can really loosen it up. Relax the jaw, and then we're reaching up. Releasing the legs, breathing, relaxing the jaw. And then whichever leg was the one that went back, it's the same leg that's coming forward. Putting it into position. Leaning in, again, feeling that leg being left behind. Wait for it, push the floor away from you. Sometimes it's easier than others. I can always tell if I'm getting ill, because it's always a little bit groggy in there. It takes ages. Breathing in, reaching up. Bringing the hands back down. So if this is too fast for you, just stay with it. Just stay with the hands on the floor until you feel that release. You can always catch up. Lovely, letting that leg go. And then we're going to bring this back foot forward into our forward bend. Again, this is another opportunity here to rock that rib cage, grabbing hold of the elbows, relaxing the jaw and head, letting go, and then a little rock side to side in the stretch. Letting the arms orangutan at the end, feeling their weight, relaxing the jaw. In breath, we're going to look up, flatten the back, and then coming down, breastbone first, again letting the head go. Gentle anchor, remember, like the Fernley head, the tip is going to come up last. Find your feet first. Feel that stability there, bringing the arms up and over, breathing in, opening the chest. And then bringing the palms together, we're just going to draw that line down the center of the body. Now, if you need to continue to draw that line so that you can feel the center line, remember you can more More than happy for you to do more than one of these, but just when you're standing here, you want to be able to feel that line through the center of the body. Feel the feet either side of the line, the hands on the line, the jaw relaxing towards the line. And bringing all your awareness towards this line, away from the outside world, away from the thoughts. Feeling the feet, the hands, and the face. Take a breath. Really centering everything together. Okay, lovely. So today we're going to work with the hot plates as promised. So let's just start with the rubbing, and while we're rubbing I can sort of explain a couple of the concepts that I've come up with for a way to understand how we're going to work today. So normally when we rub the hot plates, we are heating up just the surface here of the skin. But actually the hot plates go all the way through. So what we've done in the past is sort of pushing around of the hot plates. You'll remember that there was a push forwards into these pretend hands. And that's because the hot plate comes all the way through. So if you can imagine, so keep rubbing while I talk. If you can imagine that this hot plate, where the warmth in is like where the volcano has sort of spread its lava, but the majority of the lava of a volcano lives inside, underneath the earth, in between this front and back. It's also a little bit about thinking a bit like, what if you remember those dolls that used to sort of slot in to the side of the body? You know, they used to have like a crease here, and you could take the leg out when you had too much water in it after a bath, and you'd slot it back in, and you'd have a big knob inside. That's kind of the area that the hot plates are working with when we work with these internally. Okay, so when we bring the hands here, imagine that heat is being projected forward, all the way inside. All the way inside. Okay. And then we'll do the same thing with the top two hot plates. So we're just going to rub, rub, rub up here. One side. And then the other. And again, I'm alternating the arms because my arms do get tired doing this. We do want to do it for a little bit of extra time. This is a lot harder really to feel the heat up here. So as the arm gets tired, just swap over, do a bit more on each side. Because by the end of it, I quite like to, a little bit of a scratch seems to work really well for me. Just use the nails a little bit and just really activate it. I can feel that heat, again, radiating forwards towards the front of the shoulder here. And that's then going to allow me to do orangutan arms even better. So let's just quickly do orangutan arms to benefit those who don't know it. So 2 arms up, 1 arm forward, 1 arm back. Look at that back thumb. 2 arms up, other arm forward, other arm back. Keep going in a nice rhythm. 2 arms up, 1 arm forward, 1 arm. As you're moving, remember there's eye tracking that can be done if you need a little bit of connective work today. Feeling a bit foggy brained. But you could also begin to feel how that rotation in the shoulders is right where those volcano pockets are in the body. Right where the arms slot in. As the arms start to get a little bit tired and feel a little bit too much, we're going to bring 2 arms up and relax them by our sides and feel that orangutan-ness. But also feel that it starts right where those hot plates are. So you can really feel what I'm talking about. Now from here all the way inside to the front. We're going to feel it more as we stretch. Okay, so we're going to stretch that area. Let's start with this stretch. Interlacing the fingers, rolling the shoulders back. Trying to straighten the arms. So for most of us, we might be here where it's really tight, but we're going to work at 2 things: straightening the arms and rolling the shoulders back. If that happens easily, you can lift the arms up and behind and over, sort of above the bottom. But as soon as you're in a stretch, your first thing to do is to let go and to feel the warmth in the shoulders. Orangutan and warm hot plates. If you're not feeling much of a stretch there, remember you can bring it over into a forward bend, and that increases the stretch too. And you're still trying to get that feeling of warm hot plates helping release the arms. Lovely. And of course, then once you've done that, you release the arms and stand with the arms by your side. Having come back up again, you can just sort of feel that, oh, that's starting much warmer in there. Okay, so the next stretch is this one. So we're going to hold one shoulder and bring the elbow below. So it's eagle pose, this one. Got the elbows lined up. You might already have a stretch along here just doing this. If not, stand the hands up. And you can hold hands. Some of you can hold hands. I'm not great at this. And then you can lift the elbows up. So this is like the strongest pose, holding hands and elbows up. Again, you're feeling that holding, that stretching. And the reaction of the body is going to be to brace. So what are we going to do? We're going to feel the hot plates generating their heat inwards, and we're going to orangutan the arms. Take a breath. Now, same thing for the other side. So the other arm goes on top, the elbow goes beneath. See if that's enough, or you can do a bit more. Can you stand the hands up, grab the hands. Letting the arms orangutan. Lifting the elbows if you need more of a stretch, and feeling those hot plates really feeding in their heat. Imagine that you're rubbing them right now. And then release. Oh, and every time we release, we're again feeling those orangutan arms, those hot plates, those shoulders really beginning to go. Okay, so the next one, you might need a little bit of a tool. I know I certainly do. So a scarf, a sock, the sleeve of a jumper or a strap, whatever you can think of. But we're going to have one arm up the top, and the other arm is going to hold something and drop it into that hand. Then we're going to proceed to sort of gently walk the top hand down and gently pull the bottom hand towards it until we've got this stretch down the arm. This is one of the really strong stretches, this one. So whilst you're there, let's just relax, let go, hot plates. Notice that when I said it to myself, when I said relax, my shoulder went from, oh, I'm bracing, to, oh, I can let go. It really moved quite a bit. Breathing. Lovely. Relaxing it down, letting go when you're done. Now, it is beneficial after this one to just move it a little bit. Just circle it slightly. And then we'll do the other side. So here we are, lifting up, bring it up and over, grabbing hold, pulling, walking the hands together as far as they will go, and a slight little pull upwards. Only slight, enough to feel that stretch, and then relaxing. Letting go, orangutaning the arm. Great big stretch there. And then when we're done, we're releasing. Gonna rotate the shoulder. And then you can rotate the shoulder blades a little bit in this sort of lovely salsa dance. And just feel how warm it's got in there. And as we bring the hands by the sides, and we've got that orangutan arm feeling, and the hot plate's really nice and warm up there. Lovely. So just a little, let's just warm the lower hot plates a little bit, because we might have forgotten about them anyway. Bring that sensation in before we go and stretch them. Just a little reminder, so that when we are in just even a normal standing pose actually, but we'll do it in chair pose, where these hot plates let the legs go and make the back feel like a sack of potatoes. These hot plates, when we're reaching up, are so loose that we feel like we can hang. And so this hanging is coming right from the area we've been warming up. So just see if you can bring that into your awareness. Sitting down, heavy sack of potatoes, reaching up. Breathe in and notice that the breath helps you reach. And then release. And as you stand just normally, again, try and replicate that. So the legs are letting go, the hot plates are dropping down, the shoulders. As you breathe, they rise. You're not lifting them up with your own muscles, you're lifting them up with the breath. And as you breathe out, you relax that down. And so it's kind of like an echo of the real movement. It's not actually something is happening, we just feel it in the breath. And this is one nice way to sort of, rather than doing this sort of military style, roll your shoulders back and hold them in position. It's like, oh, what if I were to just use the breath? Breathing in, I can feel them breathing out, and letting go, and they're just sort of sat there, held up by the breath. All right, let's come down to forward bend with a nice little stretch. And we're going to do a triangle stretch. So bring the legs out wide. You can bend the knees as you come down if you want to. We're going to bring the hands to the floor. We're going to straighten the legs out once we're there. Now, the reason that we're doing triangle is because the psoas is the part of the body, the muscle that is mostly associated with these hot plates. So what I've got one hand on the floor or on the chair, on the side of the sofa, whatever it is you're holding. And I'm rubbing one hot plate with one side, feeling the heat, rubbing the other one, just quickly. And then as I go in for the stretch, of course the hamstrings are going to scream at me, but I'm also going to feel right where those hot plates are, there's a big stretch going on. Let the head go. Relax those shoulders. You could even orangutan them or hold your elbows, depending on how close to the floor you are. Just relax the shoulders down. Feel those hot plates. They're still moving away from the sack of potatoes every breath. Just nice little warm up. You're going to bring the hands to the floor. Bring the feet in. You can heel toe them or step them in. Into downward dog, feeling all 4 hot plates here. Just a little transition. Probably come back to this in a little while. Drop the knees. And just come down to child pose for a moment. Just bring the arms by your sides. Feel all that work that we've done in the upper half of the body, which we're hopefully now going to replicate in the lower half. And just like all the stretches that we did for the shoulders, we're going to do the same for the legs. So we'll start with a nice easy one, cobbler pose. You can stay in the child pose obviously as long as you like. And we're going to do a little bit of butterfly. So if your legs are really difficult to let go of, a little bit of butterfly is a really good idea. So lift and drop, lift and drop, lift and drop, lift and drop, lift and drop. And it just gets that message of letting go in there. And if you feel into it, you can notice that the letting go is happening right in those hot plates. And then of course, once you've done that a little bit and you come forwards and give yourself a little stretch, you'll notice that the stretch again is in the legs, yes, but it's also in that back area, in that hot plate area. You can feel the heat. Remember, radiate it inwards. Like big volcanoes full of lava, letting the legs go. It helps also to do perhaps one at a time, so one leg straight, one leg bent. For some of us, especially if you've got one knee that's a little bit tighter than the other, do one side at a time can get a little bit of a better idea of where you're stretching from. So feeling that hot plate area, you might want to rub it on that side, there's no harm, and keep rubbing it, keep warming it up, seeing as we can reach it easily. You can feel the heat. Feel how that warmth allows you to let go of the leg. One leg straight, one leg bent. And just swapping over when you feel it's right for you. The nice thing about this as well is that you get a chance to stretch your hamstrings before we go into the open leg stretch, which we're doing next. So just feeling that area, that hot plate area, warming up, radiating that heat inwards. Okay, so we're going to come to legs nice and wide next. Again, you might feel that you need to warm the inner thighs, the inner hamstring here, give it a little bit of something to work with. And then we're going to turn. So both hands either side of one leg. Now, as soon as you start to slide forwards, this psoas here is going to want to bring the hip with you. So your job is to remind it to go back down. And the way to do that is to feel those warm hot plates, letting the leg go. Feel how deep that heat could go. Relax the toes, let go of the head. Really feels like that leg is falling off. It's falling off. And then, of course, we've got two sides to do, so it's up to you. When you swap over, like I've got one side that's much tenser than the other, so I like to spend a little bit of extra time on that side. Give it a little bit more. Okay. Well done. Okay. So you can stay with the legs loose in this position and just check the looseness of the pelvis. If that's a bit too much, you can sit cross-legged, but it's quite nice to feel like this. These muscles that we're working with are the ones that are letting the pelvis be free from the tension in the legs. So see how that feels. If that's too much, just cross the legs and do it, it's fine. We just want to have that moment where we can almost feel that those hot plates have heated up so much all the way through the pelvis that the whole of the pelvis is feeling soft. And then we're going to bring the legs either side. So this is a stronger stretch. We get rid of the hamstrings here and target directly into these hot plates. So turtle pose. We're going to come forwards. So it's quite beneficial to sort of have something to hold on to and just have a slight little pull, but not so much that you're tensing the shoulders. Remember to keep the arms orangutaned. And with that little pull, you can feel it go right into this area we've been working on. Again, imagine yourself warming up those hot plates, giving them a rub. Feel the heat penetrate. Let the legs go. Now, because it's lower back, it's also beneficial to think about the jaw and the head letting go. That's a really good stretch, really deep stretch into that area. Of course, you can do it again. I love that pose. I could stay in it for ages. Nice and soft. Okay, so we hopefully have got this idea now that these, these 4 areas can really feed into the letting go of muscle tension in both the shoulders, so with that orangutan arm feeling, and the legs with that heavy sack of potatoes, heavy leg feeling. And what that also does is it allows us to release the spine. Okay, so if you can imagine now that these lovely hot plates here are radiating their heat, not just forwards, but also towards the bones of the spine. And so what we get is like this freedom of movement. So of course you can do this in various ways. Classic yoga is cat-cow, so we're pulling and pushing. Remember, to make it a reflex move, we need to use the hands to move the spine, and that the tail starts the movement first. Pull, tail, flow through. Push, tail, flow through. And we're getting this lovely sense of, oh yes, it can all move so nicely. Okay. Now, you can also do this one. It's slightly more effective as a reflex move, sitting. So either sitting on the floor if your knees don't like this position, or on a chair, and we're pushing and pulling. Slightly easier if you're on your knees, just because the pelvis isn't on the floor, so it's got a bit more range of movement, but that's the only reason. So feel that softness. All right, so we're going to fine tune this now. Remember, when you're finished, to bring yourself to neutral, to feel the neutrality, neither S nor C, and the uprightness of the spine. Let the shoulders relax and let the sack of potatoes drop. Let that warmth melt those buttocks down. Lovely. And then we can start to fine tune it. So I've got one hand in front and one hand behind, and I'm going to rock this pelvis forward and back. Just the pelvis, so just what's beneath my hands. Feeling that rock, rock, rock. And of course it might start a bit stiff, it might start like it doesn't want to move at all, and then as I persist, it gets softer and softer and softer and softer. Until you can feel it's letting go between those hot plates feeding in the warmth. Now, mind that this is quite a strong reflex, so if it makes you feel slightly nauseous, you need to be stopping. Okay, once you're done, a little bit of that heat from the hot plates feels like it's surrounding the spine here. And that letting go, that dropping of the hot plates, sack of potatoes feeling is in the bone too. It's just relaxation. It's not that you're moving anything, it's just relaxation. Right, let's bring the hands and breastbone. So this area now, moving backwards and forwards. Again, it might start off a little bit stiff, but as it loosens and getting into a nice rhythm as well with it. Now this one is quite easily one of the ones that can make you feel nauseous, partly because it's near the esophagus, so watch out for that. Remember, use feet, hands and face at any point if you ever feel any of that sense of overwhelm with these. Lovely. And then whenever you stop, whenever that is, again, just as before, you're just feeling that warmth you've created there. And the two hot plates that are radiating their heat towards the spine. So now we can really feel the looseness. And so we can test this out a little bit if we come onto hands and knees and come into a downward dog position where we're stretching. So the legs are letting go and the arms are reaching, so there's a stretch going on there. And now we can think, okay, what if my hands were in my lower back and I could just S to C and make sure that that area is loose. So the tail's going up and down, up and down, up and down, and then I stop, and then I really bring in the heat of the hot plate, the feeling of looseness of the spine, the letting go of the legs. And then in the upper body, again, a little bit of S to C here. Feeling again that stiffness to start with and how it loosens up as I move. And then when I had enough of that and I bring it to stillness again, I'm feeling the warm hot plates, the orangutan arms, the spine feeling loose. And here, as I breathe in, the lower two hot plates are moving away from the top two hot plates, just like when we were standing. Relax your jaw, your head. Get comfortable. When you relax everything, when you orangutan your arms and let go of your head, no matter how much of a stretch, there's a feeling of comfort that comes in. And then you can drop the knees and come into child pose. Give those arms a rest. Feel those hot plates, let go even more. All four of them releasing. Okay, so I need to play a catch up with a few poses next using this technique. So just making sure that we've gone over the whole body. And let's just start with a twist. So we'll do this twist, one leg straight, one leg over. Opposite hand to opposite knee and the hand behind. The arm can be wherever it's best placed to give you the leverage to move you around. But before we start, we need to think about what's happening in the lower body. So first things first is that we have to let go of those hot plates, make them melt, feel their heat. There's a little bit of a psoatic stretch here, which is why I picked this one. And then once that's in place, and the shoulders start to move, we can feel the stretch come into the shoulders. The head then turns, relax the jaw. And what's quite nice with hot plates is when you feel all four of them at once. Doing their thing. Again, stay as long as you want. There are two sides to do, you know what comes next. Just feeling all four hot plates now. Remembering one set of hot plates is moving in one direction, shoulder back, shoulder forward, hip back. That's from the previous sessions that we've done with hot plates, and feeling their warmth and the looseness of the spine between. And then you're going to come next, just nice and easy little stretch with the hands behind us, fingertips pointing forwards. Here we've got the legs letting go. The hot plates are sinking down towards the earth, melting as we push through the hands to lift and slightly stretch the hot plates upwards, especially with the breath. Feeling those hot plates moving away from the lower hot plates. As you breathe out, try not to collapse. Engage the core instead. Breathing in, we reach. Breathing out, core. Let those. Now on this one, it's quite hard to let go of the lower back, so really work at it. Put it down. And then to come out of this safely, you're going to drop the rib cage, so you don't have to lift the head. Come up to sitting, and just sitting, whatever position is normal, just for a moment, let's just have a look at the work we've done before we lie down in a sitting position, just like we did when we were standing. We had a moment where we felt a good sitting posture. So what's a good sitting posture? The legs are letting go. The hot plates are melting down, heavy sack of potatoes. The spine feels loose. Yeah, so even if you are finding that you're sitting back, sit on something so you can get that looseness. The shoulders are relaxed. The hot plates heating forwards. The S to C here. You might do a couple of S to C's to just check, am I in neutral? And of course, the head is just sitting on top of the flagpole. Just close your eyes for a moment and just ask the question, if I was to sit here for an hour without moving, what would hurt? And adjust it. So if it's the shoulders, orangutan them. If it's the legs, let them go, engage the core. If it's the spine, notice, why am I tensing? Why am I holding? Why can't I just stack my spine? What do I need to do? Put it back to neutral. And for a moment, when the body is still like this and relaxed like this, we can take a peek into what it would be like to meditate and find inner calm and peace. When the body is at peace, the mind can be at peace. And I'd absolutely love to spend one session we should do one day where we just prepare for meditation, then meditate. But we have lots of things still to do. So let's come onto the floor. As soon as we lie down, we can feel those hot plates touching. And we can sort of understand how it is that a baby does most of this work lying on its back. If you lift up your limbs just like a baby does and just line them up with your hot plates. We can use this moment to squeeze out some of the cortisol from the Achilles. If you want to reach and actually massage, if you've had a really stressful week or feeling stressed, not been to yoga for a while, then, I recommend it. If you've already done yoga or done this, these last few days, you'll just be pumping it. So just squeeze and stretch. Arms are still up. We're trying to drain as much blood into the torso as possible. We know that this really helps with the release of the happy hormones and the consumption of the cortisol. So other things that you can do is have a little stretch. Grab hold of the legs and come into a psoas stretch. One of my favorite things to do is this, and feel those hot plates warming up. Another nice one, if you don't want to stretch hamstrings, is the baby pose, where you hold the feet, bend the knees, and you can have a little rock from side to side. Feel how you go from 2 hot plates on this side, over to 2 hot plates on that side, and that gives you a really nice massage. And all the time we've got the legs and arms above the torso, so nice time. Really, ideally, we want about 20 minutes, but I understand it's quite difficult. You could just be in a sort of child pose position this way up. Still got the limbs. And you could circle the knees. We've done all sorts of things here where we've played around with the hips, circling the hips. And bringing it back to stillness after that. As we lift the legs, we can even give them a bit of a shake. That's quite nice. I quite like the shake. So if we could shake down those stress hormones through the legs, shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. And then keeping that going. Like the first time I did this, I couldn't do it for very long, but I've been doing it all week. Now I'm like, oh, I carry on for ages. Core work involved in this, as you're probably feeling. Okay, so when you bring it to stillness after that, you can feel this kind of draining feeling. And they drain right into the hot plates there. The limbs nice and relaxed. Let's place the feet on the floor. Let's pulling the arms up and over, tuck the chin in. And in this position with the arms up and over here, we have to really think about how we're going to relax those and orangutan, those arms, and feel the hot plate. And how the warmth has to penetrate into the spine, because the spine needs to release here as well. We're going to push through the feet and lift the lower two hot plates. Feel as if there's a connection between the feet and the lower two hot plates, which there is. And using the core, not the buttocks. So try and keep those hot plates as soft as possible down there. And it's as if all of that lava from those pretend volcanoes is traveling down the spine now and cooling in the top two hot plates. Relax the jaw. And again, the purpose of this is to have the heart above the head, so the longer the better. As we slide down, remember to do it really slowly, one vertebra at a time. And when you feel that you get to a point of tension, it's probably the diaphragm, so give it a little bit of a rock. It might be the neck as well. You can give the head a rock. You can do individually or two together. Just trying to ease some of that tension off. Rock, rock, rock. I'm going to rock all the way down. Placing one vertebra at a time as I go. And then when I come back to relaxing on the floor, feel the four hot plates, let go of the legs. Using the core, we're going to bring the arm around and place the hands in a T shape. And bringing the foot to the knee, we're going to push this leg right over and let the shoulder roll off the floor. Let it roll off the floor and bring the hand to the knee. Because now, as we turn the head, we're going to now work on that shoulder, bringing in that warm hot plate, that orangutan arms. We're going to let go of the legs as well and feel what the lower two hot plates are doing. Feeling all four of them doing their jobs. Letting go of the legs, orangutan the arms, nice warm hot plate. Noticing what they're doing. So the lower set of hot plates, one hot plate's going forward, one is going back. And the same thing in the top. One's going back, dropping down to the earth, the other one feels like it's moving forward. Repeat the same thing in your own time. You want to stay there a little bit longer, of course you can. So it's just foot on the knee, pushing, and leg over, letting the shoulder roll off initially. Bringing the hand, turning the head, and now relaxing that shoulder down, letting it go, orangutaning it. Feeling the hot plate warming up. Bringing all four hot plates into play. One going forward, one going back below, one going forward, one going back above. Feeling the heat of all four of them. Breathing. Just feeling into how that feels. And we're going to bring ourselves back to center, and again feel those four hot plates. Just be really aware of them. This is one of the loveliest things about working this way. I'm going to bring the hands and sit on the backs of the hands right where the hot plates are. Stretch out the legs, tuck the elbows in, and we push up and back into our fish pose. Letting the legs go. Feeling that distance forming between the lower two hot plates and the top two hot plates, just with the breath. Two sets of hot plates going down towards the earth, two sets of hot plates going up. Lengthening the spine between them, relaxing, engage your core a little bit. And then when you want to come down, we're going to roll the head in. Release the arms out from underneath you and feel all four hot plates there, supported. And of course that lovely shower of happy hormones, hopefully as well. Now it's quite nice at this time of year that we have something beneath us, something warm beneath us for relaxation, because the hot plates do want to remain hot, they don't want to get cold. So just a little moment here to, get your bits and pieces together so that you can lie a sheepskin, a blanket, something beneath you as well as above you, because it does make all the difference. We don't think about it until we get cold. And then once you're in position, and some of us will get there quicker than others, but the next thing we're going to do is TikTok. So you could just get started with TikTok if you wanted. I chose TikTok as one of the relaxing reflex moves because if you notice when you tick and release, that this movement, as long as the thighs are taking part as well, and it's not just in the feet, it's the whole leg that's moving, that its point of origin is very much in these lower two hot plates. So as you top, you can feel that release. Tick, release. Tick, release. Tick, release. So when you're getting into this habit of over and over again teaching this psoas area, this hot plate area, to let go, to let go, over and over again. And then once, you get that response, remember it can be different for everyone. A yawn, a tingle, just a change in feeling. It can just be a slight change in how you're feeling. You're feeling one thing and then something new comes in. And that's your sign to let it go and to watch that final let go to make sure that you're feeling it all the way up to those lower two hot plates. But also to remember to release the arms to orangutan and to feel the top two hot plates as well. It's interesting, although TikTok is only movement of the lower body, it does affect the Moro area as well. We can bend the knees if you want, just a final little, this is quite nice as well with a knee bend rock, to have just a moment to feel all four of the hot plates moving in time, rocking together. So you're just using the feet. Now this is one way of knowing if you're tightening and using the psoas for this movement. And you might be able to teach it to not do anything, just use the feet. We want those hot plates there to be lovely and soft. All four hot plates moving in unison in a nice steady rhythm. And just bring it to stillness when body feels like it's right, and let the legs go, let the arms go. Make sure that we're nicely covered up. And of course, we're going to use the reflexes that we've just done as a way of helping us to relax in this position too. So just tuning in to the lower two hot plates and just feeling how they are so warm, hopefully still warm against the floor. And a little heat radiating inside like two little volcanoes there. Imagine now that those two little volcanoes are beginning to bubble up and spread their warmth and heat throughout the pelvis. And so you can feel the lava moving around the bone and inside the organs and around the spine. And then it starts to melt the hips. And lava moves quite slowly, so feel it travel down through the thighs, the front, the backs, the sides. Through and pooling in the knees. And down the shins and calves. Pooling in the ankles. Filling up the feet. Right through to the tips of the toes. So those lovely hot plates really are helping the legs to let go and to melt off the body. Feel how relaxed they have become. Then bringing your attention and doing the same with the shoulders. So thinking of the shoulders, the hot plates there, creating warmth and allowing all of that heat to move around through the whole area. Allowing that heat to come right up to the spine, to melt the shoulders, to start to travel down through the arms. Slowly through the upper arms and pooling in the elbows. Up through the lower arms and pooling in the wrists. Right through the hands into the fingers. So we can really feel these hot plates helping to let go of the arms, to orangutan the arms, to melt them off the body. And so now we can feel all four hot plates releasing all at once. All four limbs melting off and the spine between them loose, so that as you breathe up and down the spine, It just feels like a wave. The spine can move so freely. And as you breathe in, let some of this warmth travel up through the back of the neck to release the jaw, the face, the eyes, the brow, the top of the head. The joint between the head and the spine. Fill it with lava where the head and the neck meet. And as you breathe in, you can feel the whole of the body warm, relaxed. And as you breathe out, you can feel those 4 hot plates beneath you supporting you so that you can completely let go of the body into the earth. Breathing in, feeling the whole of the body soft and relaxed. Breathing out, feeling how you can let go into the ground. Those hot plates completely supporting you to an utter release into the floor. Have a moment to see if you can feel the two together, if you can feel the softness of the body softening more and the body sinking and sinking more, all at the same time. All at the same time. And allowing yourself and giving yourself the permission and time to stay here with this relaxation as long as your body needs it. And I will see you all next week.